Hey, it's Rachel with Rachel Kohler Dog Training, and I am here with Susan with Pack Leader Dog Training for our weekly Q&A Tuesday. How is everybody doing on this fine Tuesday afternoon, Susan?
I know it's been a weird day for me because yesterday was Memorial Day, so I just had Francis's go home. The second day was go home. I did not have Minos, and so got Minos today, fresh and ready to go. And he was like, "What the heck? The last 2 days, I haven't had to work. I don't understand what we're doing here, and I got my food for free, so I'm not gonna work." So that was fun, but we worked through that, and by the end of the day, he actually was taking food, so
Nice.
I'm pretty excited about that, yeah.
Nice. Yeah, if I got my food for free, I wouldn't want to work for it either.
No, right? Yeah.
I like free things.
Especially food.
Right. Well, that's good that by the end he was working for you and was like, well, I'm working, so I might as well take this kibble.
Exactly, because it's
Right.
not.
It's like I'm working either way. So
Yes. He had to work anyway. So I would just be like, okay, good. And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, well, okay, well, you're still going to work. So.
Right. And that's why, like, we keep offering it, right? So that first time he didn't take the food from you, it's not, well, that was your only chance. You're never getting offered food again. And I found that with dogs, like, what I'll do is, even if they're not taking food, pretty much every time, depending on the dog, if I know they're not going to eat right now, I stop. But pretty much I'll be like, good, and offer you food. Me offering your food was your reward. You can take it or leave it. And then eventually they're like, well, this is as good as it's going to get. Whether that be them not eating because they wanted a treat instead of their kibble, or them not eat because, like, what's the point if I can have it for free? You offer it to him, and he's like, might as well.
Exactly.
Except for Cooper.
Yeah.
So, well, I didn't have Cooper today, but I'll talk about Cooper for a second because since we're talking about working for food, he doesn't want his food. I've had like one session with him where he ate food for the first half of the session. And he was like, sweet. And after that, he was like, I don't really want this kibble because I get it for free too. And I don't really want to work. Like, I'll do it, but like, I don't really want to. So I'm not going to eat. But with him, he wants praise. So he's one that I don't even offer food to now because every single time I offer it, he doesn't eat, like since session 2. So now he just gets a little pet or a big pet, depending on how awesome he did. And that's his reward.
So, question for you. Did your affection ever make him break his downs?
That is a marvelous question because that's why I usually stray away from affection as praise. Because 9 times out of 10, if I'm going to praise a dog with affection, when I move away, they want to get up and move away with me and break their command. So I think the first time I really started to praise Cooper like consistently for his commands, I think I had 1 or 2 times he would break, but he was on NCS at this point. So if he got on place and I was like, good job, and then I get up, it was just no, and pressure went back on, he laid back down again. And then I think even then I still went and praised him again because I knew I needed to be able to give him affection, give him praise for his reward. So with him pretty early on, I was able to say, I'm going to reward you with affection and pets and cuddles, but you still can't get out until I say break.
Okay.
But yeah, that's usually why I stray away from that one because it's hard, right? Like if I'm petting you and loving on you, we're going to be hyped. So like on break, sometimes we'll have like a little mini party and then we're going to go back to work. But Koopy Doopy, that's what I call them. It's Koopy Doopy and Ruby Tooby. They're special pups. They're getting there though. They're getting there. They're learning.
Yeah. What did you have today?
Today, can I tell you, I don't know how many times I checked my schedule today because this day has been so weird. Half of yesterday, I thought my schedule was something completely different. But today I had Miss Zola for train and play in the morning. She is a sweetie pie. She's so cute. We did, they have this little dog park in their apartment complex. And I had her jumping through like the tallest hoop, which was really fun.
It was awesome. It's on her story, by the way. It looks really cool.
She was doing it pretty much every time. I don't have a super name for it. I was just like rewarding her for doing it. But she was doing really good. It was funny because she would like, it started out by her putting her feet up on the hoop and I would reward that. And then one time she just offered jumping through it. And I'm like, and then I would only click and reward when she went through it. But she starts out, she puts her front feet on it and then jumps over it. So rather than like running and jumping through the hoop, she like gets her feet on it first and then jumps. It's so cute, but I'm like, isn't that harder because you're like stationary? I don't know. But I guess she can like lift herself up.
She looks so athletic doing that. So cute.
Very athletic. She was very athletic when she had the zoomies and bulldozed into me and knocked me over. She was so cute though. And then she played in her water bowl, which was adorable. And there's also a funny picture on my story of her with her tongue out of the water bowl.
Her tongue's out Tuesday.
Yes, she's like, I came prepared, you guys. What did I have after Zola? I had Jade. Miss Jade had her graduation lessons. So haven't heard from her in a bit because they took a week off with scheduling stuff. But she had the first of her graduation lessons today, and she did awesome.
That's great.
London had train and play. She's funny. We worked on fetch some more. So last session she was at the point where she was starting to bring the ball back to me. This session we took a step back, which is okay. It happens. It's still a new trick. So we started again with just having her pick up the ball, and by the end of the session she's bringing it back to me. So I feel like the next few sessions of fetch, like we'll be able to start doing it outside, which will be really fun.
That's awesome. How was her ball? Like, did she just started poking it at first, right? The ball? And you click.
Yeah, so with me, my experience with her on the ball was she didn't care about it at all. Now her dad says she'll run and chase it and not bring it back. But with me, it's like she showed no interest in this tennis ball. So I did. Like I started with any interest you showed in the ball, got to click and reward. I escalated that to poking it with your nose, click and reward, and then she would kind of start to mouth at it. One time she picked it up, I clicked and she got a huge jackpot. Once she offered picking it up for me a couple times, then I started to only reward her for picking it up. Today is where it got challenging though, because last session I think she just got annoyed of walking to the ball and then walking back to get her treat, that she just started to bring it back on her own. Well, today, because we didn't have so long of her to be like walking back and forth, I think, to want to bring it back. I don't know. I'm humanizing. That was her thought process. That she would walk over to it, pick it up, drop it, and then come back to me. Pick it up, drop it, and then come back to me. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how we play fetch though. So then I started to hold the click until she took one step towards me. Because a lot of times what she would do, right, is she'd pick it up and like walk away from me and do a little circle. And now she's further back and then she'd drop it. And it's like, no. That helped. And by the end, she was starting to realize I need to get it back to her. The problem I'm having, though, if we want to have a little trainer's talk here, it's hard. Training up forced fetch is hard. So what she's doing now, and technically it's working because we're inside on like hardwood floor, but I at the end would roll it into the kitchen. She'd run in, she'd grab it, and she'd start running back towards me. She would drop it here, like far away from me, and then but she's coming towards me, so the momentum of the ball, it rolls back to me as she runs back to me. So the ball's in front of me, so technically click and reward, but I want you to like carry it back to me, because outside you do that on the grass, it's not going to roll to me. So I guess the next step is just starting it outside.
So question, why do you toss it so far away?
Because we were doing the shorter distances and it was kind of going good, but I wanted to like get her hype. And when I throw it farther, she gets hype and runs after it and chases it. And then she comes back, but she drops the ball halfway and then it rolls the rest of the way to me.
So why don't you take a step back and do the shorter distances and like make that really, 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 really awesome. Nice. You know, if she actually does bring it back to you, awesome, jackpot. And then like maybe it was just too far of a jump. So like 5 feet in front of you, awesome. But 5 feet in front of you, she's like, nah. I don't know, just a thought. Because then if you just pattern it, even if you're like, well, she does it every time, like this is easy for her, that's okay. You're just getting good reps in of her doing it at 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet.
I think, and the problem is, I think like what I really should do, and I just don't know how to do it, is teach her to put it in my hand. So I know a lot of people teach their dogs that when they bring the ball back to put it in their hand. That's a dog who naturally wants to bring it back to you. So that's all you got to do. I'm trying to figure out how do I get, because that's the other thing. Where's the line? You know, how far back does the ball have to be for it to count if you run back to me and drop it?
What if you taught her a hold?
I don't know how to do that.
Like, you get it. So you hold the ball. She touches it, click reward, touches it, click. So same thing you did with it on the floor, but it's in your hand. She puts her mouth on it, click reward, jackpot. And then like you make her hold it longer, click reward, jackpot. And then when she's holding it, you put your hand under, right? And so she'll end up getting tired and drop it and click reward, jackpot. So like you just taught her, like you're holding it and dropping it.
Oh, so like I'm not really, so like halfway teach a hold.
Yes.
Because I don't want it to have like a release word. So just get it stationary in your mouth.
Yeah.
Hold my hand under, and then when you drop it in my hand, click reward.
Yes.
And then I guess the next step would be do that a bunch. And then the next step would be maybe like the ball on the ground in my hand, like, and then she'll off the ground next to it. Yeah. And can she take it up and put it in my hand? Dang, I gotta wait all the way till Thursday now. That's only 2 days. I'm like, I want to try this with her now. Text her dad and tell him I'm coming over. Okay, that makes sense.
It'd be interesting. I'll see how that goes.
London's funny though because she picks up on things quick. And in one session, she went from this clicker is terrifying to, oh, clicker means I get some food.
Yeah.
She catches on to things pretty quickly. So you're right. I think doing it like that makes sense.
And then like you just, now the ball's like here, and then click, like she has to bring it further and further to you. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. All right. Okay. Because now I've got her comfortable picking up and walking it with it for the most part. So now we're pause on that. Do putting it in my hand. And then slowly increase the distance for that, just like I slowly increase the distance for the other. Because the thing with her, from what her dad says, when they go outside, she's into the ball and wants to play. So like I do all these reps inside with her, patterning this. I think when we do go and it's like playtime, fun time, and not like, how do I get that click? You know, I think then she's gonna be like, okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. Let's try that.
Now I gotta try that. Sorry about that. I tried to teach Gaia a hold, like an actual like hold something in your mouth. That was challenging. But like Gaia also doesn't really super care to work always. So sometimes she's happy to work. But like London, on the other hand, will like work all day.
That's awesome.
Not to say Gaia can't learn, just that, you know, I'm lazy.
The drive is different.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? I feel bad when you ask me about my day because I've got like 1,700 dogs to tell you about.
Oh, do you have any questions for me?
Susan, do I look like I came prepared today?
I don't know. Your hair's up in a bun. Looks like you came prepared.
My hair is always like this.
I was just used to it. Like, I don't know. Okay. Here's a question. Will training affect my Yorkie's personality? She's really sweet, and I like the personality that she has.
I think training can help you enjoy your dogs for their personality better, right? So if you want a trainer, maybe she's got things that she does that you don't super love. Or maybe you just want a trainer. Either way, your dog is still your dog. Training is just a way for us to communicate with them. So will it affect her personality? No, I don't think so. Is it going to help her be the best version of herself and her personality? Yeah, definitely. And that's going to help if there's any issues, help those not be a thing anymore. So you can enjoy that sweet, fun, great side of her more. And even if there's not any issues, it's going to help you have more freedom with her to enjoy that sweet, fun side of her. What do you think, Susan?
Yeah, like I'll have clients. It's funny because when I went and saw Francis's people before I trained him, I guess I said this to him at one point because then I referenced it later. But I think it was at the consult or something. I said, owners, or maybe it was at the mid, but anyway, I was like, owners are sometimes afraid that their dog's going to become a robot or their dog's going to lose their personality. So, like the little quirky things, they might not do. Because I've had owners say, well, is he still going to do X behavior or is he still going to like do this? And I'm not changing your dog's personality. I'm encouraging all their good points and discouraging all the bad behaviors. So you're going to have the best version of your dog. So it's going to be awesome Francis, not silly, makes bad choices Francis. It's still going to be like goofy Francis, but we'll be able to like lay now.
Right. We can chill out when we want him to.
Yeah. But the funny thing was when I did their post-training interview, that was one of the things he said. He's like, it's nice to see that he's so happy, and like, he's like, he loves you, Susan. He's like, I can tell that, and he's still happy, Francis. Like he didn't change it all. He's like, I was a little bit worried about that. And yeah, so I was like, well, that's funny because I'm pretty sure I said that to you. He said you did. He's like, I felt like we connected on that because he thought I knew like his thoughts or whatever, like, and I was able to help him feel better. But yeah, it doesn't change their personality. They're still them. Like one thing Francis does that's pretty darn funny. Like I might consider it a bad behavior as a trainer, but it's actually kind of cute. Like I thought it was kind of cute.
I don't know what you're talking about, do I? I don't think I do.
I think you do. Maybe you don't.
Okay, tell me.
His human sister, Hope, she'll have like a hair bow or hair tie.
Oh yeah.
And if she's sitting on the floor, he comes over with his little teeth and he just takes it real gentle and just pulls it out and then runs away with it. It's pretty.
He's gentle about it.
Because he doesn't like rip her hair. It's not like rips her hair
right.
I'd smack him around. Right. But no, he's just like
gonna take that scrunchie.
Does.
That's pretty funny.
He did it at the mid.
I remember you told me about that.
He sat on the ground and he took it out of her hair. So it was cool. And so Hope said, is this an instance I can say out? And I'm like, yes, it is.
Nice. Yeah, if you don't want him to take your scrunchie, you can certainly, say, out him away. But if it's cute and it's funny, like you can do that, right? And that's the thing. It's like with training, we're deciding, is that something I want to let continue or not? It's cute and it's funny, so we can let him do it. But then when we don't want him to, we can say out.
Right.
But that's great. He is a pretty goofy guy.
Yeah, he's
from what I've seen, he's really cute. I had a thought and it's gone. I think I was going to comment on this, but I don't remember.
Okay.
But
okay. My plot hound. I know. Plot hound.
Well,
my plot hound doesn't focus or listen to me. I've tried training her commands, but she acts like I'm not even there. How do I get her to listen?
Well, she's a hound, so she can't be trained. 100% kidding. So you've tried training her commands, but she just doesn't listen. Yes. So to set yourself up to be relevant to your dog, you want to start training inside with your dog on a leash in a low distraction area. Now, I don't know what type of training was done, how anything looked, but my go-to first day of training, I need to be relevant to you. I'm going to do that by being the coolest thing in the room. I'm not very cool. So we go to a room that has very little distractions. We're inside, we're on a leash, we have no distractions. Me, you, and some food. Now, I don't have the luxury of doing this with all my dogs. When I'm there in the morning, I can. But this is your dog. So all of your dog's food is going to come from you. That's another thing that's going to make you pretty cool. It's just you and your dog in a room, and you dispense all of their food to them. So that's how you're going to get your dog to pay a little bit more attention to you. And then you could try to move forward with whatever whatever training methods you are doing.
Mhm.
But you always, I think that's like, I don't know if I really answered the question how you were like looking, but we got to become relevant to our dogs. And I think the big issue is people are like, let's go train outside because it's big open spaces. It feels great. It's beautiful. Let's go. You don't mean nothing to you when you're outside. If they're like want to sniff the ground and look at everything else that's going on, so start inside and then slowly build that up, and that's going to look different depending on how you're training.
Right. Yeah, like Rachel said, become relevant to them, and the easiest way to do that is through their stomach. Food. Just like with people, we love our food. So do dogs most of the time. So I use their daily tool. And your dog might miss a couple meals.
You know what the cool thing is? Oh, I'm sorry.
Because they're used to being free fed. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, being fed for free or free fed. Both are gross. No, I'm just kidding. Free fed is gross. The cool thing is, if your dog misses a couple meals, a healthy dog will not starve themselves. And I tell this to everybody. A healthy dog will not starve themselves. So day one, it might be breakfast time. You might try to work your dog for their meal. No, thank you. I'd rather not. Come dinner time, you might try to work your dog for their meal. A little hungry because I missed breakfast, but I'm not feeling it. Do not give them that food for free because they haven't eaten all day. Because they learn, I would just wait them out and I'll get it for free. So day two comes around. Are you going to eat for your breakfast? Maybe yes, maybe no. What about dinner? Maybe yes, maybe no. They're going to get hungry eventually and eat as long as you are consistent about having them work for their food. And yeah, like I heard this on a podcast once, and it's actually really depressing to like actually think about, because I don't remember the details of the study, but like there have been actual studies to show that a dog literally like they won't starve themselves. So they'll eat when they're hungry and when they care to eat.
Yeah.
I remember what I was gonna say now.
What?
It wasn't related to anything.
Oh, good.
Look how cute my wall is. With this cute little Frenchie bag. Come on.
It is cute.
I gotta fill this hole. I gotta find something to go here.
I'm like, I don't want to poo-poo on her cute wall.
It's really ugly, but I don't know what to put here. I could put some like regular photos here in the meantime until I find something cute. But look at this.
Super cute.
And Blue's painting, which I never posted, but Blue did a painting as well.
Love it.
Yeah. I just wanted to acknowledge how cute that was while I was looking at it in my background.
You could just line your head in that space.
I was trying to. Did you notice I was like scooting over here earlier and I was like, I'll just sit like this so you can't see the hole in the wall because it's upsetting me.
It's perfect.
Heather says hello.
Hey.
Hi, Heather.
Heather said she had some questions for us, so you better get it in, girl.
I'm ready, Heather. I'm ready.
It's a shorter Q&A unless there's questions asked.
Yes, she's gonna catch us right at the end.
Speaking of non-dog related items, Carrabba's yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. Now I only had an appetizer, but I'm very excited to go back and have a meal. It was.
I think it's so cool that you have that there and I have that here. And like I know we have like a lot of similar restaurants, but like I had just heard of that one recently.
Sorry, I was like, we should have like a dinner thing. Like we both go to a restaurant and we're just like on Instagram, like so we're
video chat.
Yeah.
Right, you have to like do it at the restaurant though, or can we get our food and like come home and do that? I know the whole point of it would be like at the restaurant, but like just have a video chat at the restaurant.
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay, fine, Susan. Fine. We'll do that.
Because I want it fresh.
I gotta get out of my shell. You're right.
Like the little bread, you get the bread with the dip and stuff, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Heather says, should people run with their dogs? And if so, how do you start training them?
Well, no. I was gonna say if you're like me, I did that with Little, and she's agile, so we just went running. No, we did. But
go away in your bed.
So running with your dogs.
Thank you.
questions for the owner that wants to run with their dogs.
Why are you running? Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, okay, so would your dog enjoy it? Is your dog athletic, or are they Minos? If I tried to take Minos running, I'd be dragging his butt along the asphalt. He'd hate it. Are they in good physical condition to be running? Are they over the age of 2? I probably would recommend they're over the age of 2 just because that's what they recommend for agility with the joints and all that happy fun stuff. So are they between the ages of 2 and not arthritic?
I was wondering what age you were going to say. Okay, perfect.
But yeah, anyway, and so then, okay, so that's all good. Your dog loves to do the things. I would probably, it worked out well for me because when I started running and I was running with Little, I was getting into running as well. So my program walked me through it.
That was a really good program.
So the Seeds 5K app, because it starts with 30 seconds of walking, 30 seconds of running, 30 seconds of walking. So it was a very nice transition. If you're already a runner, I'd probably just condition your dog to it slowly, like you would have when you initially did the program for you. So get your dog used to it.
Their endurance.
So shorter amounts of time, alternate walking and running, and maybe do it for 5 to 10 minutes to start. And then if your dog's recovers really well, then do it 10 to 15 minutes and 15 to 20. But what do you think?
So first automatic thought in my head is don't tell your dog heel when you're running. That was just my first thought because we train our heels a very specific way. We like them to be a very specific way. If you're running with your dog, for them to hold that very specific position, it's going to be a lot harder. You're going to be running, I'm assuming, going to be focused on running and less focused on holding your dog accountable in a nice, pretty heel. So that's one thing I suggest. Don't have your dog in a heel while running. That being said, we train our dogs that even when you're in a break, you can't pull on the leash. So you could just have no command. Be careful not to be pulled over. You got to gauge your dog, You could do a let's go or with me, just a very informal be in my bubble command with your dog that you would just teach by pressure, stay in my bubble. I would start with a little speed walk, maybe do a little jog, make sure your dog's staying in your bubble nicely, and then pick it up. Being cautious on your dog that they're not going to just want to sprint and hit the end of their leash. Because I feel like I know a lot of dogs that would do that. So definitely make sure you've got a nice with me and my bubble command with your dog. But that would be my suggestion. And then all the things you said about is it going to be good for your specific dog are very important as well. But not having them in a heel is just my biggest thing.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah.
Super great question, Heather.
That was a good question. One I wouldn't think of because the only time I ran was when I was doing that thing at your house. It was nice though. I'm not gonna lie. Couch to 5K or something.
Didn't it make you feel good?
Yeah, it was good. I just you guys, I don't want to freaking work out by myself. What do I look like? That looks so freaking boring. When we went together, it was great. Gaia, she doesn't want to do that crap. She did it a few times, but she doesn't want to do that crap. Once I started running for more than 5 seconds, I'm done. She was fine the first walk or two, but when it escalated, she doesn't want to do that. So then I'm not going to just go run in the neighborhood by myself. No, thank you.
I'm not going to run in the neighborhood with a dog either. I'd have to have a person. Well, I don't have to.
If I had a Malinois, maybe I'd run it.
No. Probably still not.
No, you're right. I don't even walk mine. Heather,
you should get a Malinois, and I'm going to live vicariously through you.
I know. My Malinois dream has dwindled down. Ooh. My Malinois dream has dwindled down to maybe one day.
Well, because
I think my next one's gonna be a Dobie. I think that's gonna be a nice happy medium for me. I think they're gonna be higher drive and want to work, but not Malinois.
Like, yeah, I don't. Some days I'm just like, how nice would it be not to have a dog?
I thought that as well. Like just train client dogs all day, get my dog fix, and then when I actually have weekends and energy off, I saw the word energy and read that. Weekends and evenings off, not have a responsibility. Definitely thought about that before. Heather says no more animals, Susan. 5 is enough.
Oh,
But 6 would make it an even number. So think about that.
wait. She has more cats than dogs. She needs to balance it out.
Hmm. That'd be nice and even. Do not see the energy I deal with.
Yes,
um,
they were so exhausted, Heather. They couldn't even greet you at the door today.
mhm.
You need a dog that doesn't exhaust. I don't
Oh
know.
my goodness. Um, She says it's a very lonely life. Did it for the first 2 years I lived here. Dogs. Yes, but I would get that all day through client dogs, is what I'm saying. So
Mm-hmm.
then I have thought about it. Like,
3 hours down. Oh my god.
I don't know if I could. I don't know though. I actually don't know because before I got Gaia, she fell into my lap by accident. It was not a plan. I had planned on moving into my own house and not having my own dog. So if I wanted to like be like a young person and have a social life, I could. That's not a thing, so don't worry. But I knew I would get my fix through client dogs. Now I've got this responsibility.
I thought that too, Heather. You know, I'm like, because there were times where Joe and I would go on vacation, and the dogs would be at the kennel. I don't have them anymore because I don't take them to the kennel because that's a joke. But anyway, so we'd get home, and the time to pick them up was like in 2 or 3 hours. So there was a time where it was like no dogs in this house, and it sucked. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't imagine not having a dog because it is so quiet.
I know. When Guy was at the vet for one day when she was having her surgery, can I tell you, I didn't even want to go in my room. I didn't want to go in my room and her not be here. I don't know that. I probably won't ever not have a dog again because I'll probably get another one before she goes. So I'll always have a dog. But the thought of just not having a single responsibility would be cool because I just like you said, we're not going to take our dog to the kennel. So I can't just like drop him off at a daycare and be like, catch you later. I'm going on vacation.
Exactly.
Like I've got to freaking bring this dog who I love so much with me. That's fine. So this is weird because I feel like we're cheating people now, but unless Heather or the one other person watching has any questions, we are at our 30-minute mark. So Susan and I have decided that we are going to start doing these Q&As for 30 minutes rather than an hour, because there's just a lot of us chit-chatting and we work long days. We got a question. I lied. I'll finish this thought and then we'll go into this. But moving forward, our Q&As are going to be scheduled for 30 minutes. And then if we have questions like this, we'll keep going up to an hour. So as our audience builds and people start asking us more questions, we'll be happy to do it for longer. But we just found that with it being summertime, more people are out and about, less people want to sit and stare at their phones for an hour at 6 o'clock. So yeah, anything to add to that before we read the question?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay. Also, we're tired after working all day. So Heather says, Heather says, my friends have 2 dogs of similar age. They get along normally without any type of fighting, but the older male will resource guard / go after the other dog for high value food. So not their kibble, but if they get eggs, chicken, or some type of people food. How does one stop this?
Well, I have a couple of thoughts. I'm trying to think if this is me. Okay, 2 dogs normally get along, high value reward. I want to probably teach place and out. But resource guarding,
It's so much fun.
I hate picking and choosing commands instead of just being like train your dog. But place and out would be a nice place to start. And also, Rachel, help me out, because like
It's hard. So for me, we can say simply because we want to say train your dogs. We want to just say train your dogs. Issues like this, they run in the roots. So I can like it's a weed, right? And the roots are resource guarding, and I can chop it off right here, but it's gonna grow back, blah. So as trainers, we always want to say train your dog to the max. That's what we do. So other than training a place and out, because those were also my go-to commands, because if you're only going to train your dog 2 commands, train and place and out. I know recall is important, but train and place and out.
But then I was thinking, like, okay, let's say the dog's not in place and like out, whatever.
Well,
okay.
Sorry, that's where I was going.
Oh, okay. So here's dog, and this one's the aggressive one, right? So you give this one a high value reward or whoever the hell, whatever. And this one comes over to attack it. That's a no, and that sucks.
And correct the crap out of it? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not an out, and that's not a place. That's... So you would either have to have it on a leash and correct it with the prong pop, or have the e-collar. But I'm not going to blast you high on the e-collar for going after this dog without being trained on the e-collar. Me first.
Yeah, and this is where it gets like some funky. It gets a little gray area here. Honestly. Okay, so like I kind of feel like if you're not going to like fully train your dogs, I don't know anything about this person. We're making up things here. If you're not going to fully train your dogs, you do get left with management. If you're not going to fully train your dog or follow the instructions of a trainer, the only option left other than to let your dogs keep attacking each other is management. So you manage the situation. You make sure it doesn't get worse. We set them up for success. We don't feed them high value stuff together. I don't like feeding dogs together in general. I like literally right before I came inside, today was the first day I gave my parents' dog Blue a treat with Gaia in the vicinity of where we were standing, because Blue is a resource guarder. Blue is not trained very well because he's not my dog. That's not important to his owners, but set them up for success. It's not an answer. It's not a trainer answer, but other than fully training your dogs, doing rules, boundary structure, shifting their thought process, becoming relevant to them, resource guarding is serious. So if you can't do all those things, your safest bet is management. But yes. Hi, Emily. But yes. If I never want you to do that again, that's no and correct. So if you go to charge that other dog, it's going to be a harsh correction. So you're going to have the leash on, because I agree. I'm not going to correct you high on the e-collar when you don't know what that means. It's going to be a harsh correct the crap out of you with a leash. If you're acting a little too interested in the other dog, respectfully, I'm going to out you. And then I'm going to put you in place so we can maintain that distance. But that's the thing. It's like a lot of what you can do is management, but how long do you want to manage that? And how carefully can you manage it? If you've got one dog in one room and one dog in another room with the baby gate separating them, and the baby gate accidentally gets left open, boom. So much for that management. There's a dog fight.
Right.
But I know I went on a little rant there because it's
hard. That one's hard.
Thanks for making me think, Heather. But yeah, I mean, I know I kind of didn't mean to like go over you there. But. I have strong feelings about resource guarding because I know how quickly it can suck. Yeah, you're making me think. It's 6:30 over here. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. Where's my mouse?
6:39.
So that was that, right? Did you have anything else to add to that? I was having a little bit of PTSD as I was talking about that one.
No, but that's true. Like, that's why I was struggling over here answering it, because I don't want to just be like, well, fully train your dog. But resource guarding is serious. And like, yeah, management. So if you just train place and out, that dog's on place while this other dog gets a piece of chicken. And then and then flip-flop them. Yeah, because if you're not doing it on the e-collar, it's all on leash. So if you're not e-collar training that dog, you can't you can't have that dog off leash on place because there's no way to back
You're
it
gonna
up.
hold them accountable.
It's hard.
It's a toughie. Aggression and separation anxiety. Those are tough ones because those are like
all or nothing.
Yeah, issues. What did I say before? Because I didn't word it exactly right, but those are issues that are like in the roots. You know what I mean when I say that? Like,
yeah,
there's something fundamentally there that we need to adjust.
Right, like so jumping is not the root. Like you can chop that off and that's done.
Easy peasy.
Like this other stuff, not so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
That was a fantastic question to end on.
Yes, that was. I know. I'm like, I feel like I had to think a lot on that one. And it's good. Don't ask me another one. I know that you've got some super awesome things you got to run and do, and I've got a few phone call conversations I got to go do. So thank you everybody for watching us. Now I know I feel like I feel rude for like cutting it off, being like, boom, we got to stop. But this is how it is now. We are 30 minutes, and people should hop 1 at 6 and ask us a bunch of questions then, because that's where we're gonna be at. Do you have any final closing thoughts, Miss Susan?
No. I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed this 30-40 minute-ish Q&A. But yeah, like if people do hop on and ask questions, we're more than happy to answer them. But we just found that otherwise we've been slacking on the people asking us questions recently since the warm weather. And we still have other things we need to do for our businesses and stuff. So if no one's asking us questions, we're gonna hop, skip, and jump out of here. But we're more than happy to answer them if you have them.
Alrighty, thank you everybody for watching. As always, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Pack Leader Dog and Rachel Kohler Dog Training. Have a great night and happy training.
Thanks.